Tourists are avoiding Florida like it has emotional herpes. Florida tourism is down, beach businesses are dying, and the people are somehow surprised about it. Come to Florida, where the sun burns your skin and the governor burns your identity. It's so politically toxic that even the alligators are switching parties. DeSantis is out here turning Florida into a family-friendly dictatorship. It's like North Korea with Margaritaville decor. He's out here banning books, attacking drag queens, and starting a fight with Mickey Mouse like he's the final boss of the woke Olympics. The man literally lost a fight with Disney. That's like getting beaten up by a piñata. Tourism in Florida has dropped harder than DeSantis' presidential campaign. You remember that? Blink and you missed it. It was like watching a wet sock run for office. The beach bars are empty. Even the piña coladas are asking, is it because I'm fruity? You know things are bad when even retired boomers are thinking of packing up and moving back to New Jersey.
Florida is so broke right now, people are literally financing their groceries like a car note. Florida has officially turned into the second most financially distressed state in America. Of course, only Texas beat them out. When I saw it, I thought, dang, Florida and Texas are in competition with each other to see who can treat their people the worst. See, here's the wild part. A new study found that 25% of Floridians are financing their groceries using buy now, pay later. You heard that right. Loans. We finance cars, homes. Some people even do it to furniture. Now it's chicken wings, bread, and milk. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me, because when you look at Florida, a huge part of the problem is the elderly. And it's not like grandma can go get a side hustle at Amazon or the grocery store to make up for the money that she misses every month. The elderly don't have that option. It means that they're feeling the squeeze tighter than anybody else. And the squeeze is brutal. People are delaying payment, racking up late fees, filing bankruptcy, or just straight up not paying bills no more. That's not living paycheck to paycheck. That's survival on credit. And just note, it's not just a Florida story or a Texas story. When two of the largest states in the country are collapsing under the weight of necessities, that means it's a sign that it's happening everywhere. So if Florida is drowning while selling sunshine and palm trees, imagine what it looks like in states that don't have the tourism economy to fall back on. And quiet as kept, Florida ain't got it to fall back on no more either. So remember, America will sell you a dream, but it will make you finance the groceries just to stay alive. And if you think it's normal, then you've already accepted living in a nightmare.
If you are a female and you are seeking higher learning in the state of Florida, don't do it. DeSantis is picking the most right-winger people to run these university and college settings. Currently, there's a man named Scott Yinner, and he's on the board of University of West Florida, and he is saying right now that women should choose motherhood over higher learning. And he argues that college and universities are delaying growing up, and that pretty much they're in an indoctrination camp. He believes women going to school is undermining traditional American families by encouraging women to pursue careers and just put off having the babies. Now, this man is a professor from Boise State University, and he has written extensively about the dangers of DEI, efforts in higher education, as well as the decline of traditional marriages and the birth rates in the U.S. And of course, he was a member of the Heritage Foundation. But I really need you to listen up, because these are his words. He thinks feminism is evil. He believes independent women like myself are medicated, meddlesome, and quarrelsome. And he decried colleges and universities as the citadel of our genocracy. But listen to this, because he really pissed me off. He said, if we want a great nation, we should be preparing young women to become mothers, not finding every reason for young women to delay motherhood until they are established in a career or sufficiently independent. He goes on to say, every effort must be made not to recruit women into engineering, but rather to recruit and demand more men to become engineers. Ditto for med school and law and every trade. He said, if every Nobel Prize is a man, that is not a failure. It's kind of a cause for celebration. Yeah, this is what the Republicans want. This is Project 2025. Do not let your child come here to the state of Florida.
White Maga supporters in Florida are currently enraged after Trump's policies destroyed their lives. Now, these white MAGA supporters in Florida are not just guilty of voting in Trump, they're also guilty of constantly and repeatedly voting for DeSantis, who's popularly known as Da Satan. This guy, or these two guys together, they have managed to bring down the whole state of Florida. And it's really evident because right now in Florida, it's somehow kind of turning or flipping blue because all the voters are regretting. And for your information, this is what they voted for. For your information, they knew exactly what they were voting for. So they're just finding out the consequences of their choices. So while doing this video, however much I am not celebrating their losses, however much I am not celebrating their suffering, it's just a reminder that all choices, all decisions we make must have a consequence. And therefore, I'd say I have zero sympathy for all MAGA supporters who went straight ahead into the elections and voted in this government. Those in Florida went straight to the ballot and elected DeSantis of all the people. You know, come to think of it, racism is very expensive, and this is why. Donald Trump told exactly what he would have done if at all he was elected. And that is exactly what he is executing at the moment. These voters in Florida, they were not tricked whatsoever. If anything, the Democrats warned them. If anything, the Democrats told them that this was a bad idea. Donald Trump wasn't that of a good person. They warned them. But simply because they know that the left is that party of immigrants, it's the party of black people, the Democratic Party, they don't want to be associated with all that. They went ahead and voted right. They went ahead and they're not right like the right decision. I mean, voting red. That's what I mean. They went ahead and did that simply because of the racist behaviors that they have, simply because of their racist personas. They decided to cast the vote the way they did, and right now they are finding out. So looking at the whole political landscape in Florida, it's a problem that unfortunately they inflicted or they brought up upon themselves. And I know that almost 60% of Florida voted for this. And it's quite unfortunate that there is a small fraction in Florida that is currently having to suffer for the choices that others made. So with that, I'm sorry for that small fraction that didn't make that choice, but they are currently having it rough. But for the 60% of people who voted for this, and right now they're finding out, then I think they deserve that, so that the next time we are having an election, they'll probably listen, or they may probably make informed decisions. So that's exactly what we'll be discussing in this video. You know, they voted for hate, so they should not be expecting any sympathy whatsoever. That's exactly what you're going to be discussing. They effed around, and now they're just finding out. Let's get to watch the videos that I have compiled for you. They are videos that are really insightful, and really want you to watch them with a very keen eye and with a very keen ear, because I'd really want to know what your thoughts are concerning all this that's going on in Florida. Because honestly speaking, Florida is falling. Florida is crumbling down. It was once a great place to be. It was once a great state. It was once one of the best states with a very thriving tourism economy. But right now, people do not want to visit Florida. Nobody wants to be associated with Florida. And it's not just Florida. All the red states are crumbling down. It's almost like they are competing which one will crumble first. So let's get to watch the videos. And if at all, if it's your first time here, then please, I just ask you to give this video a thumbs up, and also consider supporting this channel by sharing the video or by subscribing. Let's support this liberal channel so that we can make the world a better place.
I don't think you guys understand the repercussions that Florida is going to face. In fact, they're already facing it right now. We literally have construction sites in which it was filled with workers that are no longer there, that they have fled the states. Listen, I have a side hustle that caters to tourists when they come down here to Fort Wilderness. Last year and the year before, I was fully packed. My trailers were fully booked every weekend. This weekend, my big trailer is only going out once. And it has been a struggle renting them out. Now, I thank God that this is just my side hustle and that I really don't count this money to live on. But can you imagine other people that are have a side hustle, or this is their job full time, to cater to the tourist industry? And at this point, I understand why they're not coming, because I don't even want to be here. But if you are on Spanish TikTok, I think you would understand the gravity of this issue. So get ready for higher costs of living here in Florida. Get ready for the higher cost of fruits, orange juice, everything. You think you're going to buy a home in Florida. That's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to afford it. And if you did order a home, it's going to take you a long time to actually move into it, because they don't have the workers. DeSantis did not make Florida great. DeSantis has definitely destroyed Florida. And the sooner the Republicans understand that and get rid of him, the better it will be. But these Republicans lack backbone, because they should have been fighting against DeSantis and they should have been doing the right thing, but they chose not to. I just had a Democratic legislative aide in my house, and one of the things that we talked about was how bad the sessions are, and that in August they plan to ram down a whole bunch of other policies, like if I call you a racist, that I have to pay you $35,000. The whole point is to shut down the minorities and basically put the freaking majority, the white people, in charge.
It's official. Florida is one of the most corrupt states of all time. Out of Destin, Florida, a property owner who donated $250,000 to Ron DeSantis' campaign recently sold his beachfront property here in Destin, Florida. It's going to be repurposed to extend the park that is currently next to it. That isn't the issue here. The issue is that this property, that once again has absolutely no buildings on it, no improvements on it, was sold for $8 million. And DeSantis bought it from that guy who spent $8 million for $86 million. This comes on the heels of DeSantis donating $10 million from a state lawsuit that we received a bunch of funds for to his wife's charity. And just when it wasn't bad enough, DeSantis said that people under 50 do not need comprehensive health coverage. A man whose wife battled cancer on government subsidized health insurance under the age of 50. The corruption is just getting out of control, but $86 million for one of the richest neighborhoods in Florida from one of his donors, it reeks of fraud, and it needs to be investigated.
Florida beaches are empty because racism don't pay the bills. Now, those beaches and businesses are empty in Florida, and the business owners are scratching their head. They're like, I don't understand what's happening and why this is going on. This is what happens when you build your entire platform on bigotry and fear. When you spend years attacking immigrants, the very people who visit your state, spend money in your hotels, eat at your restaurants, buy your tacky ass beach towels. Don't act shocked when they stop showing up. And understand, it's not just tourists who aren't coming to Florida. When you squeeze the working class like a lemon, there is no juice left for joy. You think people got beach money right now? People can't even afford to go outside. And all those Trump tariffs, those weren't on corporations. Those were Trump taxes on us. Prices went up, jobs got cut, and now folks are choosing between groceries and gas, not plane tickets to Clearwater. And y'all made Florida a hostile environment, honestly. And not just for immigrants, but also for black people, LGBTQ, teachers, hell, even librarians. Y'all made the beach a battleground. So now it's just you and those overpriced souvenir stands collecting dust. And now conservative business owners are mad. But they're mad at the consequences of the policies that they voted for. Baby, this ain't karma. This is cause and effect. Conservative policies destroyed communities, period. So ask yourself, how long are you guys going to continue to vote against your own business?
We've got a real problem with our public schools here in Florida this year. I just did meet the teacher at my kids' schools. My boys are going into 6th and 8th grade. They're entering into a B school in Orange County, an A district. And look, they don't exactly love a parent like me coming in. You know, they expect parents coming in asking about, you know, like the bus schedules and uniforms. And I'm asking about fish codes, class sizes, and allocations. But it's real. Like, this school should be fully staffed up and returning 80-some% of its teachers. The allocations that they lost, my kids in a science class, the 27 other kids that is designed to hold in a room that's designed to hold 20. They are desperately hoping to get more allocations added on after 10 days of school when they get a confirmation on their student count, and it's not right. It's completely messed up. And if this school is like that, God knows what our Title I's and it is bad right now. What they have done to our public schools is unforgivable. And the teachers, every teacher my kids had multiple preps. They've got more seats than their class should handle. It is not how you set up quality education. It is just, at every fiber of my being, it was killing me in Meet the Teacher today. Unacceptable here in Florida.